All right, we're back here, everybody. HSC Podcast 166. We're in week 5 NFL game picks. Rougher of a week last week, 9-7 or 9-6 and 8-7.
Yeah.
So moved us down a little bit, but we're still sitting both of us around that 60%, 65% win percentage, which is a little low. So not the best start to this year, but so we need a big week. So this is going to be our week to boost some wins for you. All right, so week 5, Thursday night game, we have San Francisco at the Rams. I think the Rams win this game, so I'm definitely taking the Rams. It's a big cover, 8.5, but at home, I know it's still California. San Francisco doesn't travel a long way. They just didn't look great against the Jags. They're settling for checkdowns too often, and I think the Rams defense is a little too good for that. They have one of the higher rated rush defenses in the league, and Stafford's going to be winging it after last game. Devontae's coming around quick, and Puka is just on fire. So I think the Rams probably cover. So I'm going to take the Rams.
Yeah, I agree. It's not the return of the Mac. Let's just stop with that.
Well, you got
Uh,
Purdy now.
no, Purdy's still out. They
Didn't
already
he
said
just? I thought he just played last week.
what? No. Oh, did he? Oh, you're
Yeah,
right. He
yeah,
did.
Purdy's back.
Then why did they say that again? Lose, no, 49ers lose Brock Purdy against Rams after injury setback.
Is he hurt again?
Yeah, he's out.
Oh, oh, his toe. Brock Purdy's toe hurts.
Yeah, Purdy, Jennings, and Pearsall all ruled out. So it's like
Yeah,
they have
I
no
didn't see
team.
the Purdy one, so yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm taking the Rams here also. You gotta.
I mean, I don't know that you're much worse off with Mac Jones than Brock Purdy at this point. He hasn't been playing well, but they still are going to lose. So should be an easy pick there for Thursday night. I'll get into Sunday morning games. Minnesota at Cleveland. This is an interesting game. On the road at Cleveland, Minnesota 3.5 point favorite. What do you think here?
Are we sure? Isn't it in Europe?
Oh, you're right. It is. It always is. I always do that in the first game. It's in London.
Yeah, I'm gonna, even though it isn't in Cleveland, I'm still taking Cleveland here. Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel is gonna pick up the win here.
I mean, I like them making the quarterback switch, and their defense is solid. So I'm going to agree with you on that one. I'm taking Cleveland as well. So Minnesota, they're just going to stay in Europe.
Yeah.
They're not coming back. They're just going to. Minnesota's moving to Europe.
No, yeah, they got two games back to back that way
Right.
because what the Steelers got to buy
Yeah.
this week.
So they could come back.
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure doesn't the Vikings probably have a bye next week.
I mean,
Yeah,
after
they get
two
a
weeks
bye
in
next
Europe,
week.
you would think
So
so.
so they get 2 weeks in Europe, Ireland and then England, and then they can take a break and then sightsee a little bit and then come back home.
Unfortunately, probably 0-2 in
Yeah.
Europe. I mean, I think, Cleveland's obviously not great, but Minnesota hasn't looked good. Cleveland's defense has been solid at times, but you're right. Like Dylan Gabriel needs to power their offense a little bit. And I think this is his coming out party. Like this is where you solidify yourself as the starter if you come in and you have a good game. You don't have a great game. You just have to have a good game.
But if he doesn't,
Oh,
oh
the
my,
Shatterdog is going to be off the charts. You know it's going to be everywhere. And then Flacco at this point, like he's just behind these guys now, right? I mean, they
Well,
still
they
have him
have him
listed as
as the
two,
backup.
but yeah. But you don't go away from Flacco then back to Flacco.
Yeah.
I mean, you give unless Gabriel just absolutely looks horrible, throws a bunch of interceptions and can't read a thing. You go with Gabriel for 2 to 3 games minimum.
Right. And then yeah, if he doesn't do it, and then you got to go to Shador just
Right.
because.
You can't go back to Flacco.
Well, then just here you go. Okay, we suck. Here's Shador. Here you get what you want. See what he can do.
Right. And then he has a good game, and they're like, "Oh, we told you so."
Or if he doesn't, well, the Browns suck. It's
Yeah.
not.
Well, they left him on the bench too long. There'll always be some excuse, right? All right. Well, not the game of the week anyway, so who cares? I'm sure London people are going to be happy. Like, great, Minnesota and Cleveland. How about here you go, Vegas at Indianapolis. Indianapolis 6.5 point favorite at home. Oh man, I just don't see the Raiders winning this game. They obviously haven't looked great up to this point in the season, but Indy really threw one away against the Rams. Otherwise, they'd be 4-0. Playing, decent team, couple decent teams, Rams and Broncos, and handling the Dolphins and Titans the way they should have. So I don't think the Raiders can go into Indy and win this game. I'm going to take Indy, and I think they'll cover 6.5.
Well, this is the game where Gino has to like show up. Because that was the whole thing about the Raiders last year is like, oh, they have no quarterback play. If they would have had
Yeah,
quarterback play, they would have been competitive. And this year, like, oh, you got Geno Smith. No, he's the reason they're losing games. So yeah, I got to take the Colts. I mean, I took the Bears last week. I got to take the Colts this week.
right. I mean, if the Bears can beat them, Indy should be able to.
And then, I mean, we didn't talk about it, but I don't know, Steve. You won, but what? It wasn't a good win. It didn't probably feel good
No,
considering
not at all. Bears played horrible.
four turnovers and one because of a blocked field goal.
Yeah, they didn't capitalize on their turnovers. Yeah, Caleb threw some touchdowns, but it definitely or not no, no, not even really touchdowns, all field goals, but they definitely did not look like they were a molded unit. Like they looked sporadic at best. But Vegas looked all kinds of bad.
Yeah.
So
Well,
those
Gino
teams
does.
equally were as bad.
If you take Gino and you put a competent quarterback in there, the Raiders beat the Bears.
Yeah, the problem for the Raiders though is what you can't bench Gino.
I know you can't.
So what do you do? You have to change your offense, right?
Well, you just ride Gino, and if he sucks this year, he sucks, and then they get a good quarter, or they draft a quarterback.
Yeah, that's a rough year though.
Yeah, sometimes you need it. I
Yep.
mean, the Raiders haven't been the Bears where you got three number one picks in like 7, 8 years.
Well, you just got to trade with Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough game for Vegas. I mean, it'd be great to see them come out with a win, but that's going to be a hard one,
Well, this is the one that the Raiders would probably win.
right? And then lose the rest.
Yeah.
Man, the Giants at the Saints. Saints are actually a favorite because they're at home.
I mean, I'm still sticking with my theory, and I'm taking the Giants here. I don't
What's the
want why
theory?
there hasn't shown any reason to pick the Saints in any game.
You still
So,
think they're tanking for Arch Manning?
well, I don't know. I mean, Spencer Rattler, come on.
Right.
I just think, I mean, the Giants just went and beat the Chargers. They
Right.
should be able to beat the Saints.
Giants are going to have a lot of confidence coming into this game, especially given that now they get to play a team that's, doesn't look as good as even they do. New Orleans showed flashes against Buffalo last week. Didn't they have put in Shaw or whatever his name is at one point? Tyler Shaw? I don't know, but you look at the Saints.
No, they didn't. Not
No,
last week.
you look at their schedule and their losses up to this point. They seem to be going backwards. So this, and now you're 0-4, and you lose this game, you go 0-5. It's tough for the Saints.
Yeah.
But I got to take the Giants too. I just think, Jackson Dart's a confidence guy anyway, and now beating the Chargers, that gives it to him. You got to wonder though how losing Malik Neighbors is going to hurt him. They need their receivers to step up. So I'll take New York though as well. Since they're underdog, you don't need to take points. Man, another game of the week here. Dallas at the Jets. I don't know. I've been watching the Jets. I've actually watched more of the Jets this year than I care to admit. And even on the road, I think Dallas is the favorite. I'm going to take them to win. I think they'll beat the Jets. It's only 2.5 points spread as well, so I'd take them to cover that.
I'm gonna go with the home dog. I'm taking the Jets. I think Aaron Glenn, I think he's gonna be, I mean, I'm not saying the Jets are good. I think Aaron Glenn's gonna be a good coach though. And I just think he's a better coach than who is it? Schottenheimer? Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Gosh. So, and this is what the Cowboys' MO is. Not, they played really good against the Packers, and now they're going to lay an egg here. So I'm going to take the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets get to go home for the game, so they have that advantage there. And Aaron Glenn is going to be on them the way they played last week with all the penalties and the lack of discipline that they showed.
But I mean, come on, Steve. You saw that Justin Fields touchdown.
Yeah.
That was crazy on
But
fourth down.
He's done that many times though. I mean,
He
remember when
just
he
can't
was
make
such a good
the
fantasy
routine
pick?
play.
He was killing fantasy for the Bears because all he was doing is running for touchdowns, running for his life. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, so we got a swing game there. You got the Jets, and I got Dallas. Here's a good game though. Denver at Philly. Philly's 3.5 points.
I mean, I took the Bucks to beat the Eagles last week because the Eagles haven't looked that great. But I don't, the Broncos haven't looked that great. So I'm going to take the Eagles at home. I trust Hurts more than I do Knicks.
Yeah, this is a tough one for Denver. Because the Eagles just keep winning, right? I mean, you can't keep betting against them until they lose. The Broncos have lost some close games. The Bengals are just a joke, so you can't really count that. Man, I went back and forth on this one. I will go a swing game again. I'm gonna go with Denver here. I think Philly is slowly not falling apart, but they're not cohesive as I'd like to see them right now. And they need a wake up
Waiting for
call.
AJ Brown to blow up.
Yeah, right. Um, this might be that wake up call though for Philly. They lose a game here, and then they have to go back and say, okay, let's look at what we're doing here. So I'm gonna go Denver. Oh, and then Miami at Carolina. Miami on the road, 1.5 point favorite. Carolina. You got to think after watching them get destroyed by New England that the Atlanta game was just fluke. And I got to go with Miami here. Even without Tyreek Hill, they still have weapons to throw to. Darren Waller's back, looking like a good target for him as well. And they have A Chain running the ball, and a pretty good bruiser in Gordon when they get down to the goal line. So Carolina just hasn't convinced me that they're a good team. So I got to take Miami. 1.5 to cover for sure.
Yeah, see, I agree with you, except for the fact that you can never trust the Dolphins. And so I'm gonna take the Panthers at home. The Dolphins are like, oh yeah, see, we can do stuff. We got Darren Waller, we can do, and then and this game they're gonna lay an egg. So I got the Panthers, another swing game.
Wow. So one of us is going to have a good record, a better record, or well, you never know. I guess
They
sometimes
will
it's just
even out.
they always even out, right? But that's a tough one. You're talking 1-3 Carolina, I guess 1-3 Miami. Yeah, that could go either way, but we'll see what happens in the swing game here. All right, Houston at Baltimore. 1.5 Houston on the road because half of Baltimore's team's injured.
I'm gonna live and die with this, but I'm taking Baltimore here. I think like last week they got embarrassed.
Yeah,
That was embarrassing. I mean, everyone on the Chiefs scored except Hunt
right. And Travis Kelsey,
and Kelsey. Yes.
but
And
Hunt particularly hurt me.
yes. But I mean, I think this is the game where they're like, okay, Derrick Henry, here's 30 carries. And they get back to what they should be doing.
Well, you almost have to at this point because it really, I mean, you don't know if Lamar's playing yet or not. That's kind of the problem we have. If Lamar doesn't play, like I have Houston here because they're just going to focus on Henry and make Cooper Rush beat him. And I don't see Cooper Rush beating him. Lamar plays. I think Baltimore could win, but at this point, I'm sticking with Houston. So we got yet another swing game,
Dang.
4 in a row. All right, Tennessee at Arizona. I don't see any reason to think Tennessee wins any games this year, but Arizona at home, tough loss last week to Seattle. They got a lot to prove to their fans. I think they come out and handle Tennessee.
Yeah, I agree. I got the Cardinals too. I mean, their losses have been close. Titans just they have Cam Ward has no weapon. I mean, what happened to like Ridley? Like what happened?
Yeah, and it's like even though you don't have anything else either, like I guess Tony Pollard, but he's not had a great start to the season because how can he? You're losing every game, you don't have a lot of weapons to throw to, so they're kind of keying on him. Your leading receiver is Alec Aminor,
Yeah, he's a rookie.
and Ridley has not done a lot either. So
Yeah.
I mean, look at Cam Ward though. It's in 4 games, 2 touchdowns.
Well, he's had lots of drops too.
Yeah, I didn't show their drops on here, but there's not a lot of receptions. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh man, poor Cam Ward. What's interesting, I did see them comparing Will Levis and Cam Ward's stats, and
They're about the same.
Levis is a little better actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think they're beating Arizona. They might be in line for another first overall pick.
They need it. They need as much as they can get.
Right. They
Maybe
need
they
some
can pull
kind
the
of talent.
Bears and trade that first round pick away to get extra picks.
That's what they need to do is find somebody desperate. Find the next Carolina, right?
It'll be the Bears. They're like, we can.
No, we'll just trade them DJ.
Yeah.
Give DJ for their pick. DJ would be the only guy traded multiple times for first first overall picks. All right, let's see. Tampa at Seattle. What do you got here?
Um,
Three
this
and a
is a
half.
tough. This is a tough one, but it always comes down to it's in Seattle, so I got to take Seattle here. And the Bucks are banged up.
Yeah, man.
No Mike Evans, no Bucky Irving.
And Seattle's defense is looking good. So they're going to make it tough on Baker. So definitely, you're right. At home, Seattle, I agree. I think they cover 3.5 as well. Detroit at Cincinnati. What's there to talk about? They're a 10.5 point favorite on the road. Oh man, Cincinnati's just looks so bad. What's crazy is because they're still 2-2, but obviously, no Joe Burrow. They got a tough schedule ahead. Cincinnati is done.
Yeah.
So you got to go with Detroit here. Even though 10.5 slot cover, they'll probably cover. I mean, since they only got a field goal and lost by 25 to Denver. So you got to
It
go with
could
Detroit
be
here.
50 to 3.
No, they got to throw a touchdown to Chase, otherwise he'll quit. He may not he'll never come out for another game. But yeah, Detroit easily. Let's see the Commanders at the Chargers. So it's in Englewood, 2.5 point favorite. That's a close spread there. Chargers at home. What do you think here?
I'm going to take the Commanders here. I think Dan Jaden's going to play. I
Yeah.
think there's a little chink in the armor of the Chargers. They lose into the Giants. I think the Commanders have a better, well-rounded team, so I'm going to take the Commanders.
Well, we're on another swing game here because I mean, I don't know how healthy Jaden's going to be. Commanders look like they're in that kind of just that mid range right now. You just don't know what they are yet this year. And the Chargers, we've seen them in action. Tough loss last week, but definitely going to need a bounce back. And at home, I just can't see Harbaugh letting them lose this game. So I'm gonna take the Chargers. And everybody's favorite Sunday night game, New England at Buffalo. Buffalo, a 7.5 point favorite. Oh man. Just when New England was on a roll, they run into Buffalo with their 1 game win streak. 7.5 Buffalo at home against New England. Like I gotta think Buffalo covers that.
Unless there's some crazy weather like that one time where it was like a blizzard snow game.
It's
But
anybody's game in a blizzard.
yeah, I got Bills here. They're they're looking like the best team in the NFL right now.
Yeah, they're looking tough. You look at the distribution of the ball is looking good. You know, a lot of the things with
Cook is
Josh
looking really
Allen.
good.
What's that?
Oh, James Cook is looking great.
Oh yeah, average over 100 yards a game. 5 touchdowns. But there, you look at, I mean, Cook's catching the ball, but Palmer, Kincaid, Shakir, and Coleman are all catching on an equal, rate amount for the good averages. And so 7 touchdowns, 1 reception from Allen, and he's running the ball, but it doesn't feel like it's his primary focus like it has been in the past. Feels like he's running when he has to now instead of when he wants to. And they definitely looking good on offense. And I don't know that I think they can lose against a good offense where I don't think New England has that offense though. So no swing there. We're both going Buffalo. And then Monday Night Football, Kansas City at Jacksonville. I think this is, for me, one of the games of the week. Looks like Kansas City on the road, 3.5 point favorite. Obviously, people are loving them after the Baltimore game. Honestly, I like the Jags here, and I'm going to take the Jags at home. I think that's a lot of disrespect for a 3-1 team to go home and be a dog. I think Jacksonville is looked good enough to win this game.
You know what? I agree with you. I got the Jags in this game also. I think everyone's going to be like glazing over the fact, oh, the Chiefs destroyed the Ravens, but the Ravens were just done and they kind of quit.
Yeah,
So I got the Jags here. And that's the thing. It's Trevor Lawrence has to, it's like we said in the last week, it's coming out. He needs to come out and play. Show me you're not a bust.
right. And his defense is helping him right now. So that's a good thing for him. So when your defense is playing well and, is not putting you in holes, it allows you to play a little safer. So he had a lot of not just attempts, but completions for short yardage, taking care of the ball. Try not to make as many mistakes. He still got some interceptions this year, so he needs to figure that out. But they're slowly, I think, learning what their offense is or what their team is really like, what their offense is, and that they're going to be based around defense. So maybe the Chiefs to 2-3, huh? Ooh.
Probably not, though, knowing that the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have them beaten Baltimore, so who knows what's going to happen with that. But the Jags need this game. If you can't get up for a home Monday night football game against the Kansas City Chiefs, like, what are you doing? So no swing game there. Both going Jacksonville. And then, of course, 4 teams on bye, so it's only a 14-game week. We had a lot of swing games. I thought this would be a good week for us, but maybe one of us has a better week than the other.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of, I thought 50-50 games this week.
Right. Yeah, I think this is worse than last week. There was last week there were some games I was going back and forth a lot, but there was multiple games where it was really had to dig into different, are they playing at home? How well they play at home? Who's hurt? Just kind of dig into the games pretty deep. So there you go, Week 5 NFL HSC podcast picks. If you like this one, go ahead and leave a comment. Check out our shorts for the games. If you want to hear any additional information, like I said, comment, like, subscribe. I mean, we're happy to dig in more. And then check out previous podcast. It's got our recaps on it, so you can see that from recap from week to week, and we'll be doing that every week for you. So stick around for weekly movie review. Got a great one coming up.